All right, so, we love to take these deep dives into the material you send, and today's is really all about decisions
Yeah. Decisions.
and how we talk about them in English.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at collocations,
Mm-hmm.
which are those chunks of words that native speakers just use naturally.
Right, right. It's like prepackaged fluency.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what we want for you,
Right.
right? So you can sound smoother and, pick things up more easily and all that good stuff.
Especially, I think, at the B1 level, this is where it really starts to click.
Okay, so let's get into it. The material focuses on collocations with the word decision.
Yep.
And we've got a bunch of adjectives to describe, different flavors of
Well,
decisions.
different types.
So first off, we've got the big impact ones, important decision, major decision. Anything to say about those?
Well, I think they both kind of signal that there's, some serious weight to what
Yeah.
you're deciding and that there are consequences.
Consequences, right?
So major decision, maybe a little bit more formal, but honestly, they're pretty interchangeable. And, in casual conversation, you'll also hear big decision.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that we've got a whole slew of positive ones. I'm seeing good decision, rational decision, right decision, sensible decision, wise decision.
Yeah, so many ways to say you made a good choice.
Right. But are there subtleties?
Oh, definitely. I think rational, that really highlights the logic behind the decision.
Okay.
So maybe in a professional setting, you'd use that one.
Makes sense, yeah.
Sensible is more about being practical
Practical.
and wise. Well, that suggests experience.
Okay.
And really careful thought went into it,
Okay.
right? Often has, a moral dimension.
Interesting, yeah.
Like it was the ethically correct thing to do.
Right.
But yeah, they all point to a good outcome.
Cool. Then there's final decision. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a heavy one.
Definitely. It means it's the end of the road for deliberating.
Right, like the book is closed.
Exactly. And sometimes, not making a final decision
Yeah.
can actually be a strategy to keep your options open.
Interesting. Okay, so let's move on to some of the less pleasant ones. We've got difficult decision and tough decision.
Yeah, these are the ones where there's no easy answer.
Yeah.
Maybe the options aren't great or it's just really complex.
And we'd probably use tough call in conversation.
Exactly. That's the informal version.
Okay, and then there are the ones that just mean you messed up, bad decision, poor decision, unwise decision, wrong decision.
Yeah, those are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, no one wants to make those.
Definitely not, but we all do sometimes.
Okay, what about hasty decision?
Hasty decision. Yeah, that's when you rush into things
Without thinking.
without thinking, and it usually doesn't end well.
Similar to rash decision and knee-jerk decision.
Yeah, those all kind of paint the picture of impulsiveness.
Right, just acting without considering the consequences.
Exactly.
Okay, and lastly in this adjective section, we've got prompt decision.
Prompt decision. That's a good one.
So that suggests speed, but in a positive way.
Exactly. You're quick and efficient.
Right. And then we've got unanimous decision.
Everyone agrees.
Everyone's on board.
Total agreement.
Okay, so we've covered how to describe decisions. Now let's talk about, the verbs.
Okay.
The actual act of deciding. We've got arrive at a decision, come to a decision, reach a decision, take a decision, and the ever popular make a decision.
Yeah. Make a decision is definitely the workhorse there.
Right.
The most common one, for sure.
Are there any differences in when we might use the others?
Well, I think arrive at, come to, and reach,
Yeah.
those kind of imply a process.
That's
Like
it.
maybe there was some discussion or debate
Right.
before you got to that decision.
And is take a decision correct?
It is, it's grammatically correct, but less common than
Yeah.
make a decision.
And you wouldn't say do a decision.
No, definitely not. That one's out.
Okay, so once we've made our decision, we've got to tell people about it. So we announce a decision or we give a decision.
Right. So announce is more formal.
Formal, okay.
Like you might announce a decision to the public.
Makes sense.
Give a decision is more informal.
Okay.
Like you might give a decision to a friend.
Yeah, and then there's reconsider a decision.
Yeah. That's when you have second thoughts.
Second thoughts.
Maybe some new information came up.
Yeah,
Or someone raised a good objection.
right. Okay, and then we have the decision maker,
Straightforward enough.
the person or group who's calling the
It's
shots.
in charge. Yeah.
And finally, prepositions.
Okay.
The decision about and
Yep.
decision on. When do we use which?
So decision about is usually for the general topic,
General topic.
like a decision about our vacation.
Right.
But then decision on is for a more specific point within that topic.
Oh, I see.
So a decision on where to go.
Okay.
They can overlap sometimes, but that's the general idea.
So the main takeaway here is, learning these collocations is going to boost your fluency.
Absolutely.
Make your English sound more natural.
When talking about decisions, yeah.
Exactly. And to really get it, try to actively listen for them. When you're, watching a movie or listening to a podcast.
Right.
And of course, try to use them yourself.
Yeah, like think about an important decision you need to make.
Or one that you regret.
Ooh, a poor decision you took.
Yeah. And here's something interesting to consider. Does the language we use to talk about a decision actually affect how we feel about it?
That's a good question.
Yeah. So think about it. Does saying tough decision have a different vibe than difficult decision, even if they mean the same thing?
I'll have to ponder that.
Yeah, something to think about. Thanks for diving into this with us.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.